E3 is getting close, and with that, rumors are starting to surface from all over the internet about what can or will be revealed at this year's E3. From video game sequels to new IPs, E3 is probably the best place to announce new game projects to the public. This is also where some consoles are revealed for the first time and details are given regarding these consoles. Some of the most notable rumors that came up recently have to do with Sony's upcoming system, the PlayStation 5. From specs to predictions concerning the console's release date, everyone around the internet is discussing and wondering what the future holds in terms of a new iteration for Sony's inevitable console. One interesting point that comes across gaming forums and articles is the PlayStation 5's release year. Even though nothing has been confirmed as of yet, people are already theorizing and coming up with predictions as well as the previously mentioned rumors regarding the specific date for this console's launch. There are two sides to this argument. On one side, we have people that want a new console to release soon and are expecting and hoping for a 2019 release, while on the other side we have people that want the opposite. They want Sony to release their console a few years later on and prefer to wait a bit more rather than hoping for a sudden release. While both sides of the argument have their points, it's important to look at data and what is going on currently with the PlayStation brand. First of all, the PlayStation brand is currently doing very well, both in terms of sales and reception all over the world. Exclusive games such as the recent God of War, the great Uncharted 4,
Took a long time for him to get out of this game.
He's meant for this life.
Oh crap!
Last I checked, we're all a bunch of thieves, digging around where we shouldn't.
Shame we're not on the same side.
I am a man of fortune, and I must seek my fortune.
the difficult but addicting Bloodborne, the unexpected and intriguing Until Dawn,
Get help now.
Could you live with the consequences?
among many more that are just as great. These games have boosted the PlayStation 4's popularity and reception overall. With this caliber and quality of games as exclusives for a console, it's impossible to ignore the success for Sony's current machine. When it comes to sales, the PlayStation 4 has maintained the advantage from the beginning due to controversies with its rival, the Xbox One, ever since its first reveal. Many gamers still haven't forgotten Microsoft's initial plans for their current generation console, such as the strict DRM policies like having the console always connected to the internet, not being able to play used games, and their lack of focus on gaming. But just before release, Microsoft tried to change their plans and even got rid of them just in time for the release. Unfortunately, the damage was done, and it was too late for them to get ahead of the PlayStation 4 since Sony took advantage of this during E3.
In addition to creating an amazing library of new titles on PlayStation 4, we're equally focused on delivering what gamers want most, without imposing restrictions or devaluing their PS4 purchases. For instance, PlayStation 4 won't impose any new restrictions on the use of PS4 gamers.
So as time passed, the PlayStation 4 has been having consistently good sales, with around 76 million consoles sold as of today. Just by looking at these two aspects of the PlayStation 4, anyone can conclude and deduct that it is doing very well and gamers are still interested in the console despite becoming 5 years old this year. PlayStation 4 Pro released in 2016, which is still very recent and is still seen as a console refresh in terms of hardware and specs. This console is known as a mid-generation refresh for this generation, therefore meaning that if this is taken literally, 2019 will be the console's last year, or at least close to its life cycle. But one important counter argument for this is that this console still feels new even though it's going to be 2 years old this year and more exclusives are still coming within the next 2 years. This could also mean that the PlayStation 4 still has some life left and maybe a new console release can be a few years off. So far Sony's plan is not clear yet, but one can infer that they're still very focused on their console and still do not want to replace it with a new one. And in terms of sales, it wouldn't make financial sense to abandon a console that is still doing very well even after 5 years of its initial release. My personal opinion regarding this matter is that the PlayStation 5 is still a few years off, but is of course coming sometime soon. Some people have been talking to industry insiders regarding the release date for this console, and the majority agree that it's definitely on the way, but a 2019 release year is not possible due to different reasons. I think that this is perfect because I feel like the PlayStation 4 still has more to offer and people are currently satisfied with it. To me, a 2019 launch feels a bit too soon and maybe abrupt, especially if there is no need to buy another console. People would have to start spending even more money for a new console and its games while the PS4 is put to the side, just like the PS Vita has. I'd probably want a release date of 2021 or the earliest being 2020, but I still feel like 2021 would be a much appropriate year to launch the PS5. But what's more important is what the gamers want and when they want it. So this is where I ask you, do you think the PlayStation 5 will release next year? Why or why not? And if not, when do you think or want it to launch? Please join the discussion by commenting below and please comment anything you like regarding this subject. I'll make sure to join the discussion and let you guys know what I think about it. Let's make it a fun and interesting discussion by agreeing or disagreeing with one another. So this has been my video regarding the PlayStation 5's release year. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel for more topics like this one. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day.